Every time you step into your garden, you're walking on top of one of nature's most sophisticated civilizations. While you're admiring your tomatoes or tending to your roses, trillions of microscopic organisms are working tirelessly beneath your feet, orchestrating a complex symphony of life that makes all your gardening dreams possible. This isn't about the earthworms you occasionally spot or the visible root networks threading through your soil. We're diving deep into the invisible world that truly powers your garden's success. Think of your soil as a bustling metropolis where the population density makes New York City look sparse. In just 1 teaspoon of healthy garden soil, there are more microorganisms than there are people on Earth. These tiny powerhouses are the unsung heroes of every successful garden, and understanding their role will fundamentally change how you approach growing plants. They're the difference between gardens that merely survive and those that absolutely thrive, producing abundant harvests and vibrant blooms year after year. The fascinating truth is that plants don't just grow in soil, they actively collaborate with it. Your garden exists because of an ancient partnership between plants and microbes that has been perfected over millions of years of evolution. When you nurture this relationship, you're not just growing plants, you're cultivating an entire ecosystem that becomes more resilient, productive, and self-sustaining with each passing season. Meet your tiny allies, key microbe families. Let's start with the bacterial superstars that should be living in your soil right now. Beneficial bacteria like Rhizobium species form intimate relationships with legumes, literally capturing nitrogen from the air and converting it into a form your plants can use. These microscopic nitrogen factories can reduce your need for synthetic fertilizers by up to 80% while producing healthier, more robust plants. Other bacterial heroes include Bacillus and Pseudomonas species, which act as your plant's personal bodyguards, producing natural antibiotics that ward off harmful pathogens while simultaneously improving nutrient availability. But bacteria are just the opening act. The real showstoppers are mycorrhizal fungi, and once you understand what they do, you'll never look at your garden the same way again. These remarkable fungi form partnerships with over 90% of plant species, extending gossamer-thin threads called hyphae from your plant's roots. A single plant connected to mycorrhizal networks can have its effective root system expanded by 100 to 1,000 times its original size. Imagine giving your tomato plant roots that stretch as far as a city block in every direction. That's the power of mycorrhizal partnerships. These fungal networks don't just expand your plant's reach, they create an underground internet that connects different plants in your garden. Through these networks, a mature plant can actually send nutrients to a struggling seedling, and plants can communicate chemical warnings about pest attacks or diseases. It's like having a neighborhood watch system operating 24/7 beneath your garden beds. Don't overlook the mighty nematodes either. While some nematodes can damage plant roots, the beneficial predatory nematodes are like tiny lions prowling through your soil, hunting down pest insects, fungal spores, and harmful bacteria. These microscopic predators can eliminate pest problems before you even know they exist, providing a natural pest control system that works around the clock without any intervention from you. The relationship between plants and soil microbes is one of nature's most elegant examples of mutual benefit. Your plants are constantly releasing up to 40% of the sugars they produce through photosynthesis directly into the soil around their roots. Now, this might seem wasteful at first, but it's actually a sophisticated investment strategy. These root exudates, as scientists call them, are like a carefully crafted menu designed to attract and feed specific beneficial microorganisms. The area around plant roots where this magical exchange happens is called the Ryosphere, and it's perhaps the most biologically active zone in your entire garden. Here, plants don't just passively accept whatever nutrients happen to be available, they actively recruit microbial partners by releasing specific chemical signals. When your tomato plant needs more phosphorus, it can actually change its root exudates to attract phosphorus-solubilizing bacteria. And when it's under stress from drought, it releases compounds that draw in bacteria known for helping plants manage water stress. In return for these sugary meals, microbes provide an incredible array of services. They break down organic matter and minerals in ways that plant roots simply cannot, making nutrients available in forms plants can easily absorb. They produce plant growth hormones that stimulate root development and overall plant vigor. They create protective biofilms around roots that act as living shields against pathogens. Some bacteria even produce compounds that help plants better tolerate environmental stresses like drought, salinity, or temperature extremes. This partnership creates a natural defense system that's far more sophisticated than anything we can replicate with synthetic inputs. When harmful pathogens try to attack plant roots, beneficial microbes crowd them out, compete for resources, and actively suppress their growth. It's like having an immune system for your entire garden, one that gets stronger and more effective the more you nurture it. The beauty of working with soil microbes is that you don't need to completely overhaul your gardening practices overnight. Small, consistent changes in how you treat your soil can lead to dramatic improvements in microbial diversity and activity. The first and most impactful step is to start viewing your soil as a living system rather than just a growing medium. Every decision you make should consider how it affects the billions of organisms calling your garden home. Organic matter is the foundation of microbial life, so focus on consistently adding compost, aged manure, or other organic materials to your soil. But here's what many gardeners don't realize. The type of organic matter you add determines which microbes will thrive. Fresh, green materials like grass clippings feed fast-acting bacteria that quickly release nutrients. Brown, woody materials like shredded leaves feed fungi that build long-term soil structure and create stable nutrient reserves. The ideal approach is to provide both, creating a diverse buffet that supports the full spectrum of beneficial microorganisms. Consider the dramatic difference between synthetic fertilizers and organic feeding methods. When you apply synthetic fertilizers, you're essentially bypassing the entire microbial system, delivering nutrients directly to plants in forms they can immediately absorb. While this might seem efficient, it actually weakens the plant-microbe partnership over time. Plants become dependent on these external inputs and lose their ability to work effectively with soil organisms. Synthetic fertilizers can also alter soil pH and salt levels in ways that harm sensitive microorganisms. Organic feeding methods work with natural systems instead of against them. When you add organic matter, you're feeding the microbes first, and they in turn feed your plants in a slow, steady, balanced way. This creates stronger, more resilient plants that are better equipped to handle stress and resist diseases. The transition might take a season or two, but the long-term results are gardens that become more productive and require fewer external inputs over time. Embrace no-till or minimal tillage practices whenever possible. Extensive digging and tilling might make soil look neat and uniform, but it's actually devastating to fungal networks and soil structure. These practices break up the delicate hyphal threads that connect plants and disrupt the complex architecture that microbes create. Instead, focus on surface applications of organic matter and gentle cultivation methods that work with natural soil biology rather than against it. Cover cropping is another powerful tool for building microbial diversity. Even in small garden spaces, you can plant quick-growing covers like buckwheat or crimson clover between main crops. These plants keep living roots in the soil year-round, continuously feeding microbial communities and preventing the boom and bust cycles that occur in bare soil. Different cover crops attract different microbial partners, so rotating your covers creates even greater soil biodiversity. When you invest in building soil microbial communities, you're not just improving this season's harvest, you're creating a legacy that will benefit your garden for years to come. Healthy microbial populations create positive feedback loops that make your soil more fertile, better structured, and more resilient with each passing year. Plants grown in microbe-rich soil develop more extensive root systems, show greater disease resistance, and often have improved nutritional content compared to those grown with synthetic inputs alone. The economic benefits become apparent quickly. Gardens with thriving microbial communities require fewer external inputs over time. You'll find yourself purchasing less fertilizer, fewer pesticides, and even less water as your soil's water-holding capacity improves. Many experienced gardeners report that after several years of focusing on soil biology, their gardens become largely self-maintaining, requiring primarily just the addition of organic matter and basic maintenance. The cutting-edge world of microbial inoculants offers exciting possibilities for accelerating these natural processes. Commercial mycorrhizal inoculants, beneficial bacteria blends, and specialized microbial teas can help establish robust soil communities more quickly than relying on natural colonization alone. While these products aren't necessary for success, they can be particularly valuable when starting new garden beds, recovering from soil damage, or trying to establish specific beneficial relationships. Looking toward the future, understanding soil microbiology positions you at the forefront of sustainable gardening practices. As climate change creates more challenging growing conditions, gardens supported by diverse microbial communities will be better equipped to handle extreme weather, changing pest pressures, and other environmental stresses. You're not just growing plants, you're cultivating resilience. The journey into soil microbiology might seem complex at first, but remember that these systems evolve to be self-regulating and self-improving. Your job isn't to control every aspect of soil biology but to create conditions where beneficial organisms can thrive. Start with small changes, observe how your plants respond, and gradually build your understanding of the invisible world that makes all gardening possible. Ready to transform your garden from the ground up? Subscribe to Smart Garden for more deep dives into the science of successful gardening, and share this guide with fellow gardeners who are ready to discover their soil's hidden potential. Your plants, and the trillions of microbes supporting them, will thank you for it.